All right, and I think I kind of took the roll call a little out of order, so my apologies on that one. Okay, so public business from the floor. Any person who would like to address the Planning Commission on any agendized item is requested to complete a speaker card for the recording secretary and identify the agenda item you would like to discuss. Each person will be given the opportunity to address the Planning Commission at the time such item is discussed by the Planning Commission. Speaker cards are available at the rear of the the council chambers. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Individual comments are limited to those 3 minutes unless a different time is announced. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off with agenda item number 1. This is approval of our minutes from the last regular meeting of June 17th, 2024.
I'll put forward the motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of June 17th, 2024.
Motion by Commissioner Tufts.
A second.
Second by Commissioner Bearden. All those, go ahead and vote. Motion carries, looks like 6 yeses, and then absent, Commissioner Vos is absent. Okay, new public hearing number 2. This is going to be presented by Ms. Garibay. This is resolution number 2415.
Thank you, Commissioners. Good evening. For your consideration tonight is the adoption of Resolution 2415, which proposes to change the Planning Commission's meeting time on the third Monday of the month from 5 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. As you may recall, Chairman Vos requested that this item be brought forth to the next Commission meeting for a discussion. Approval of Resolution 2415 would repeal Resolution 0823, which established the meeting date and time of the Planning Commission. If the resolution is approved and adopted, next month's Planning Commission meeting and all subsequent meetings would start at 3:30 p.m. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Well, I don't have any questions, but what are some of our comments and thoughts or questions you might have for Ms. Garibay of the city? Don't everyone speak at once.
I'm flexible, so it doesn't matter for me.
I'm saying, I recall talking to Chairman Vos about this. I'm good with it.
I'm also open.
Does anybody have any conflicts with that time?
No conflicts. Open.
I have a conflict, but I'm flexible.
Okay. I think from my perspective, we're here at the pleasure of the council and to benefit the city. I know there's pros and cons whether we do the meeting, at 5 or at 3:30. I look around the room, and every meeting we have people attend, and a lot of times our applicants have design engineers and professionals and contractors and people. Their general workday is during that time period. 3:30 would encompass that. Years ago, this is probably a maybe off the wall conversation, but I was running through a casino in Vegas in the middle of the day, and I looked up at the televisions above the gaming tables, and the City of Las Vegas Planning Commission was on at like 11:30 in the morning, and it was live. And I remember saying to somebody who I was with, who some of us know in the room, and I said, man, they're actually doing it at 11:30. And then I thought it was an odd time to do it, but now I can understand why. Most business happens between 9 and 5 anyways, so I think it makes sense for us. So I'm certainly in favor of it. So, and I know Mr. Vos, who isn't here, he kind of provided his support for it as well. So this is something we would need to adopt.
So we need a motion and a second.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
I move to a motion the adopt the resolution in number 24-15 approving the proposed change in the regular meeting time of the Planning Commission on the third Monday of the month from 5:30 to 3. From 5 p.m. to 3:30.
A second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, we'll go ahead and vote. All right, the motion carries 6 with 1 absent. We'll all get home for dinner a little earlier. Okay, next up we have agenda item number 3, tentative track map number 23-004, TTM 84256, and I think our presenter tonight is Kendall, right? Okay, we'll hear it.
Vice Chair, I would have to recuse myself because I live in the vicinity of the area.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
We'll come grab you as soon as we're done.
Members of the Planning Commission, the next item before you tonight is tentative track map number 23004, LA County map number 84256. This is a proposal for the subdivision of approximately 4.2 acres into 18 single-family lots. The subject property is located at the northeast corner of 37th Street West and Avenue J8 in the R7000 zone. The property is currently vacant and is surrounded by existing single-family residential development, vacant land, and a school to the east. This map shows the proposed configuration of the 18 lots, with north shown at the top of the screen. Lots generally range in size from 8,677 square feet to 10,757 square feet. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution Number 2416, approving tentative tract map number 23004 for the subdivision of approximately 4.2 acres into 18 single-family lots, and adopting the initial study and mitigated negative declaration. The applicant has submitted an uncontested letter on the project, and myself and the applicant team are available to answer any questions.
Wonderful, thank you. Does the applicant have anything to add? Kendall did a great job. Applicant gave me a thumbs up. Commissioners, anybody have any questions on this action item? Do we have any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and consider a motion in a second.
So I'll put forward the motion to adopt resolution number 2416, approving tentative tract map number 23-004 for the subdivision of approximately 4.2 acres into 18 single-family lots located at the 37th Street West and Avenue J8, and adopt the initial study mitigated negative declaration.
And then a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Bearden. Any discussion? Okay, we'll go ahead and proceed to vote. All right.
Commissioner Moore? Missing.
Oh, he recused himself. Okay, motion carries 5-0 with one recusal from Commissioner Moore, and then absent is Chairman Bose. Okay, I'm going to go grab Commissioner Moore. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to agenda item number 4. This is conditional use permit number 24-004, and I think Shannon is our presenter tonight.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the next item we have before you tonight is conditional use permit 24-004 for the construction and operation of a new cannabis cultivation, manufacturing, distribution, and retail facility. The project is located at 42653 Sierra Highway, south of Avenue L, and is zoned light industrial. The project site's also surrounded by other existing industrial land uses. There is an existing building on site that is currently vacant. The proposed project plans to utilize the existing building for the retail portion of the business and will construct new industrial buildings for cultivation, manufacturing, and distribution. This application does not include a waiver for distance to sensitive uses, as there are no sensitive uses within 600 feet of the project site, as shown on the left. Additionally, as required by the municipal code, there are no other retail cannabis locations within 1,000 feet of the property, as shown on the right. The site plan shows the overall proposed development, which includes 73,320 square feet of industrial buildings for cultivation, shown in green on the plan on the screen, as well as distribution and manufacturing, which is highlighted in red. Retail sales will occur in the existing 2,922 square foot building on the site, shown in blue. All non-retail portions of the business would be gated for security. The project is proposed to be constructed in phases, with plans to begin operation of the retail portion first. Here is the proposed floor plan of the retail dispensary on the right, or on the left, excuse me, and distribution and manufacturing building on the right. For the retail, the red line shows on the screen the area that will be accessible to customers. And the yellow star in the plan shows the location of the secure entrance to the retail building where visitors would be required to sign in and provide a valid form of government ID prior to entering the sales floor. On the right, the areas dedicated to distribution are shown in green, and the areas dedicated to manufacturing are highlighted in blue. This slide shows the proposed refacade of the existing building for the dispensary. This will be the building facade that faces Sierra Highway. This slide shows the proposed elevations of the manufacturing and distribution building, which would share frontage with the retail building. And lastly, here are the proposed elevations for the cultivation greenhouses. This building would be located behind the dispensary and distribution and manufacturing building. The cultivation and manufacturing components would operate 24 hours a day and 7 days per week to maximize energy efficiency and provide constant security. Retail operations would occur between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., Monday through Sunday. As stated previously, there is no distance waiver being requested as part of this proposal. Odor management would be achieved with industry standard carbon filters and the enforcement of on-site protocol regarding odor detection. The project is conditioned such that the detection of odor could result in revocation of the CUP. Cannabis projects undergo a detailed staff review prior to public hearing, and a security and operations plan have been prepared for the site and has been reviewed by the city's security consultant. Security provisions on site include a minimum of one security guard on site at all times, age verification prior to accessing the sales floor, a 1-to-1 customer to sales associate ratio, and indoor and outdoor security cameras and secured alarms with limited access. Before jumping into the recommendation, I also wanted to note that our city attorney has requested that condition 11 in the project conditions of approval be revised to include language stating specifically that the applicant shall execute an agreement as set forth in the Lancaster Municipal Code, section 17.43.130, in a form and substance approved by the city attorney. This language ensures compliance with the commercial cannabis activity section of the Lancaster Municipal Code and is reflected in a memo provided to the Planning Commission and with the printed agendas available to the public. With that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 24-17 approving CUP 24-004 to allow for the cultivation, manufacturing, distribution, and retail sales of cannabis. Myself and the applicant team are here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. The applicant isn't required to, but we welcome your comments on the project. We'd love to hear from you. So the floor is yours.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much, Vice Chair and Commissioners. My name is Christian Nitu. I'm one of the representatives of Antelope Valley Wellness. We're here seeking approval for our CUP. My team and I are here to answer any questions you guys have this evening.
So I suppose you just heard her report. You've read and reviewed all of the conditional use requirements,
Yes.
and you agree to all of them?
Yes, I do.
And then with respect to the change requested by the city attorney relative to the indemnification provision requirements, you agree with that as well?
Yes, we do.
Anyone else on the commission have any questions for Mr. Neetu?
I have a question. Is 6 a.m., is that like standard for most of these retail cannabis facilities?
It's actually allowed by the state. The only reason we ask for 6 a.m. is in case we need to come in and do inventory early in the morning. We like to make sure that inventory comes in before a lot of public or traffic is on the open road. So we have deliveries usually drop in at around 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Okay, but at 6 a.m. it would still be for people to come in and purchase at that hour?
Possibly, but I think we might start at 7 a.m., just depending on how the business is structured, but 6 a.m. for deliveries to start.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Neetu? Is this your first facility of this kind, or have you done one of these before?
No, I've done it before. I have 10 years of experience in the industry. I have an existing 8,000 square foot building in the city of Montebello. I've gone through the LA County as well to get it, and one of my other partners currently has multiple cultivation sites up in Humboldt County. So we have years of experience operating these.
Okay, wonderful. Any other questions for him? Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any speaker cards on this item?
No speaker cards.
No speaker cards. Does anyone else on the commission have any other comments or questions for staff?
I had a joke, but I'm not going to tell it since you're not going to be selling weed at 6 in the morning anymore. I'll reserve that for another time.
I think some of us would appreciate that. But in any event, we can go ahead and entertain a motion.
Chairman, I recommend you close the public hearing officially first.
Oh, you're right. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and then I'll entertain a motion.
Okay. I move to adopt resolution number 24-17, approving conditional use permit number 24-004 to allow for cultivation, manufacturing, distribution of cannabis within two proposed industrial buildings and retail sales of cannabis in the existing building located at 42653 Sierra Highway, APN 3128-007-021 in the light industry zone.
I second.
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, let's vote. The matter passes 6-0 with one absent. Okay, next we'll move on to our Community Development Assistant Director's announcements.
Okay, I just have a couple of updates for you. First off, I wanted to welcome Commissioner Irvin Carrillo to the team. We're very excited to have you as part of the team, so thank you for joining us tonight. Also wanted to introduce our new planning manager, Hai Nguyen. I think I mentioned him at our last meeting, but he's actually here in the flesh, and obviously he'll be participating in our meetings going forward. Comes with a great deal of experience, has worked for various cities in the county, so he's going to be a wonderful, he's already been, but will continue to be a wonderful addition to our team. A couple additional things. There have been some changes citywide, which you might all be aware of. We recently had a transition. We have a new city manager in place. Trelise Niebla, who was our assistant city manager, has now stepped up as city manager. And we also have Larissa De La Cruz, who you are all familiar with. She was appointed as the assistant city manager. So we're very excited for those changes. The community development department is continuing to run as we always have. We will be filling that community development division head position soon, and we'll obviously inform you when that takes place. And the last thing I wanted to share is that we are making some really good progress on our projects. This last month, we had a groundbreaking for North Point LLC. We have a couple of projects that they are working on here at the city of Lancaster, but they broke ground on their first one, and it's a 600,000 square foot building. It's over by Fox Field. We're very excited for that building. It's going to create 300 jobs once it's built, and they have other projects that they're working on here at the city, so we're very, very excited about that. We have a couple additional groundbreakings coming in the near future, so we'll be sure to let you know about those.
Great, thanks so much, Ms. Garibay. Okay, next up, we have our public business from the floor. This is the portion of our agenda that allows individuals the opportunity to address our commission on any subject regarding city business. Under state legislation, no action can be taken on non-agenda items. Members of the public should be aware of this when addressing the Planning Commission regarding items not specifically referenced on the agenda. Please complete a speaker card for the recording secretary. Speaker cards are available at the rear of the council chambers. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Do we have any speakers tonight?
No speaker cards. But I see a few folks in the audience, so not sure if anybody wanted to submit one now.
No speakers tonight?
Okay.
You guys just all came to see if I would mess up or what? This gentleman shook his head yes. At least he's honest.
Yes, I got a question, but do I have to fill out a card?
If you want to address us, we welcome it. We request you fill out a card and let us know who you are so that we can make sure that any issue you bring up is addressed. I think,
So this project is somehow approved because you guys are giving the CUP, conditional permit, to the developer right now, right? Is it approved already?
are you speaking about the
The
item that-
project, the cultivation of marijuana.
Yeah, that item was approved on our agenda already this afternoon.
Because I own the property next to it, and I'm just concerned about because I didn't really have much information about it, and I don't know the impact that it's gonna happen to my property because it butts into it, right next to it. And I'm just still thinking of, or another question, there are other manufacturing plants in Lancaster right now? There are others?
Are you asking if there are others?
Yes, there are, or is this the first one?
No, there are others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are others that have been approved and that are in operation currently, so.
Yeah, I respect, Lancaster City, everybody here, that I'm actually just don't know whether I have to thank or be sorry for it, but I think you guys are doing the best for the city of Lancaster also, that the approval is really will affect me too in a good way. So anyhow, that's about the only thing that I can say. Oh, another thing is I'm concerned about the fencing behind or next to my property. Is it a block wall fence that they're gonna put? Or I have to look at the plans on that?
Do we know what their security fencing is?
I believe it is chain link.
And the height?
It's 6 feet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 feet.
6 foot,
6 feet chain link around the facility.
just chain link?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Commissioner Derberry, if you'd like, we can follow up with this gentleman and answer any
Great.
questions you may have. We'd be happy to talk to you about the project and
Yes,
explain
yes.
some information. We'll get your phone number and we'll connect with you.
Okay,
Yeah, if you could fill out a speaker card so they can get your information, and then staff will follow up with you.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Okay, no other speakers? All right, so it looks like based upon our vote tonight that we'll go ahead and adjourn to the regular meeting of September 16th at 3:30 p.m., correct? Awesome. All right, well, 26 minutes, not too bad. All right, let's go home. Thanks, you guys.